number 5, Mike Hardball Hardge. Got me? Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mike Hardball Hardge.
All right, let us know when you're rolling, Issa, and we'll just start talking. We continue here from SEC Football Media Days, and this being the day when the Texas Longhorns are here includes the fact that our good friend, the super senior, super in so many ways, Michael Taaffe is with us now. Now, I want to start with something because I had a conversation just a little while ago with Mookie and also with Hill and also with Arch Manning, and we'll have that conversation later. But you had your jacket button at the time, I didn't even get to see. On your burnt orange tie, you have initials here, and I want to give you a chance to talk about this because I think this is extremely meaningful.
Yeah, it's the, obviously everybody knows about the Texas floods, and one of the summer camps that got impacted, probably the biggest, was Camp Mystic, an all-girls camp, right down off the Guad River. And so I have the initials of all the girls that passed away in the floods, and then I have the camp director, Dick Eastland, who was hurt, saving lives, drove back into the floods to go save lives to try to save some of those girls. And it's 8-year-old daughters, and then the counselors of those girls. And I heard that they were heroes also, trying to save lives and trying to pull every girl that they could. And so I just wanted to shed light on such a tragic moment in Texas, and my great state, and y'all's great state, and y'all are locals to the Central Texas area, and to know that the main message here is SEC, what's going to happen in the football world of SEC, but I wanted to shed light on something that's way more important than a game, and that's life.
Well, you made a reference in our conversation earlier about legacy, how will I be remembered, and things of that nature. Is that also part and parcel of what you're talking about?
Yeah, for sure. I think I have such a unique platform being at the University of Texas because the Texas fan base is so loyal and just so big and so supportive of us. And so I want to do everything that I can to be significant instead of successful because, why not me give light to some of these families that are dealing with such terrible loss, to give them an opportunity to show what their daughter stood for, and their daughters were all heroes. They should know that going forward.
We're talking to Michael Taaffe. Mike, you and I have been friends for quite some time now, and we've had some moments to have these types of conversations. But getting an opportunity to shed light on something that has been so tragic. You said something just a little while ago about the perspective of it all. Everybody's obviously here, SEC Media Days. It's a big time event. It means we're getting closer and closer to football. But as football players, y'all are still human beings, and you still live and breathe every single day. And there's some now that have lost their lives and are less fortunate in these situations. So I'm proud of you for pointing that out. I mean, it's very significant because it's a gesture that just your way of giving back. But that had to be done pretty quick, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't something that you were thinking about. You just had to get a tie done, but you got that done pretty quick.
You know what tie guy is that the deal?
Yeah, Anderson Parker. It's a local company in Westlake. My mom's friends with the owner. She got it done, and she actually gave it to me for free. So showing her support of such a tragic moment. So it's so cool. Like, Texas has totally come together, and y'all have seen it. How close Texas has been the last 2 weeks. To know that everybody's there for one another. Because somebody, if you're from Texas, somebody has a tie to those people, and so everybody's really mourning these losses. And so I think I have a unique opportunity today.
Appreciate you doing that, and Sark talked about it as well in my conversation with him. Okay. this is you and I joked about this. I said there won't be a next year. This is it. This is the last go around for the guy that some of your teammates are starting to call you Unc and Uncle and Grandpa and all that kind of stuff. But it does also set up a more important theme, and that's the theme of leadership and guidance, doesn't it? For you?
Yeah, it does. I think the topic of being significant instead of successful. What good does it do when you just bring your success with you and don't shed light on anybody else? And so I think I think I was born with the trait of being a leader, and so I want to try to shed that on other people and show them and be a disciple in the locker room of how it's supposed to be done, because the game of college football is definitely evolving, and there's things that are time tested. Working hard, being a good teammate, loving on your teammates, caring about the team, those are time tested that you're going to be a successful team if you have those 4 traits. And nobody grew up when you were playing in the backyard and was like, oh, this game of football is really cool, I'm going to make a lot of money doing this game. You were playing it because you had a lot of fun. And so to remember that you're playing to have fun, and all the other stuff's cool, but you're going to have fun is what I try to tell you.
Speaking of the younger guys, this is a different secondary. This is something that some of these guys are going to get an opportunity to step up. Obviously, they've probably had a lot of time, but there's a guy that everybody's been kind of putting on their radar, and that is Jelani McDonald from the 254. And he is somebody that I continue to hear nothing but great things about his energy, the way he's learning. Is he somebody that has stood out during the summer workouts and looks like he's going to be poised for a good season?
Yeah, you're 100% right. The 254 finest, Jelani McDonald, is just a creature. He is a guy that is not afraid of contact. He is a guy that's physically checks every single box. And then mentally, he's already there. And to be a guy that's projected to be a starter and hasn't really done a ton of starts in his career, and to mentally already be there as a leader shows a lot of respect that we have for that guy, and shows what type of guy he is. And so, yeah, Jelani's gonna be really, really good. He's gonna have a really good season. He's gonna have a great career in his life. But I love talking about Jelani. I also love talking about all my other teammates. I think Manny. I think Gilbo. I think Grayson Littleton. I think Kobe Black. I think the knuckleheads that are in my room that are my best friends, Xavier and Jordan Johnson and Zealous and Jonah. And, if I'm forgetting anybody, Wardell Max, Santana, all those guys.
And Derek Williams is back too.
I knew I was
man, the Raptor. You know what I'm saying?
The Raptor. So you know a little
I know what's up.
He knows the locker room talk. A funny story about D-Will, because I can't rave enough about D-Will. I told the media this, the press, but if y'all go watch the Michigan game from last year and see D-Will and I communicate, it looks like we were best friends for like 10 years, but he just has trust in his teammates, and it's so cool. Like, when he talks, everybody listens, and when everybody else talks, he listens. That's the definition of a leader, is being able to listen.
I'm curious to get your thoughts on how well the room has gotten to know Jonah. Because he was kind of busy in the spring across the freeway, making an impact there for Coach Sloss on baseball. How well has everybody gotten to know him and to help him get ingrained in things?
Yeah, well, it's not hard when you have a guy like Jonah to get to know, because he's very personable, super personable guy, has a relationship with everybody on the team already. He's been here for, 7 weeks. And so it's really cool. I was telling Arch the other day, I was like, I know he's young. I hope he figures it out, and I'm going to do everything I can to try to get him to figure it out, because, man, it's fun playing with that guy. Like, when I make a play, or somebody else, a teammate makes a great play on Hardge, which is not easy to do, as y'all know. When we make a great play on Hardge, Jonah's the first one up in the O-line talking smack. I'm like, dude, if I had those guts when I was a freshman, my face would be bloody every day. But it's a good thing that he's 6'4", 215, and can run.
And not afraid to stare down a pitcher who hits him with a pitch.
Oh my gosh. And he can also run like 22 miles an hour. I mean, he is the man. I mean, I know God, creates every single one of us hand by hand, but I think God put a little bit more holy water on him because he's also just such a good guy too.
Yes. We've seen that during the baseball season because of the way that he is with his teammates and being able to transfer from baseball now going into football. What are some of the things that you're kind of leaning towards these guys to kind of understand what college football is truly about? Because everybody, like you said, goes about it differently, but the steps remain the same. And if you fall in line, good things can happen.
Right. I think, you can be a leader so many different ways, but I think every leader has to lead by example. And if you're leading by example, you're giving people a platform of what it looks like to do things right. And I try my best to do that because I would be a hypocrite if I'm just talking about it and then not doing it. And so I try to lead by example and give them the recipe for success. But at the end of the day, nothing's better than learning from failure. And it's such a competitive environment in fall camp when you have 16 on the other side talking trash to everybody, when you got DeAndre Moore talking trash to everybody, when you got Ryan Wingo running the routes that he does, when you got DJ Campbell, y'all seen him on the grass.
And you talked about, we were talking about earlier, Hardge isn't afraid to talk a little trash.
Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah, we get into it a ton, but I think nothing's better than failing in fall camp, so all right, this is how college football is, because if I can do it against Texas Longhorn offense, I can do it against anybody. I mean, you give me an offense, I'll go toe to toe with anybody with that, first two deep, the 22 players that are in that two deep, and even the guys behind them, but just that 22 that I can think of off the top of my head, it's like, all right, quarterbacks, check, receivers, check, O-line, check, and by the way, we just had 4 drafted, running backs, check, and now all of them are starting to get healthy. That's going to be, a recipe for dangerousness, you know what I'm saying? And so every tight end, check, we just got another one out of the portal, so, and by the way, Jack looks really, really good.
Nice.
So I think, if you can compete against our offense and have some success, then you'll be pretty good on Saturdays.
Final thing here before we let you go. There's an enduring image, good, bad, whatever, of you after the cut, walking in to the locker room. Your emotions are out there for all to see. Not just because of that, but wrapped up within that. Does it make opening your final season against the team that ended the season last year a little more special?
I'm sure. Yes, the answer to that question is yes.
I saw a little fire in his eye real quick. I saw a little fire in his eye real quick.
But what I will say is all of that was, all that emotion was because I felt like that team's potential was to be the best Texas has ever seen. And that's truly what I thought. From top to bottom, we had such a together team, very talented team, but just a very good culture. And so I was more not even upset at Ohio State because they played a heck of a game. That's off to them. And I'm so excited to get to go challenge them again. But I was so upset because I know how badly all those guys wanted it. I know how badly Barron Sorrell wanted it. Johnny Barron, Quinn, Gunner, Matt Golden, all those guys, Henny Connor, Jake Majors, Kelvin. And to know that we fell short was like, I wanted it for those guys, for my teammates. And so that's where the emotions all came was, we fell short of our potential.
Hey, you're always fulfilling your potential. We appreciate you taking it to us. Great to see you again, and it'll be cool to run this back.
For sure, run it back one more time.
There we go.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Michael Taaffe with us. We'll continue on 1300.